It's that time. It's time to shut the door on some old habits. They are so outdated, no longer serving a meaningful purpose, nor giving us the lean body happiness results we want. So out with the old. That's the game plan, right? Except at this point, we've thrown so many things against the wall, hoping it will stick. We aren't confidently sure what is old and what needs to go. Take a breath. I got you. These are some of the things others, and myself included, have removed in order to transform from something that looked like this to something that looks like this successfully and maintain it. Are you ready? We would do best and have greater weight loss success and sustainability if we let go of not knowing. Let go of not knowing if our hormone levels are in a good range. We pay more than enough for healthcare to not have yearly blood tests done. Let's let go of not knowing how much weight is a good and healthy weight range based on our uniqueness of age, height, and activity level. The scale, I get it. It can be scary and a trigger if we give it that power. Or just maybe, we could view the scale as one of several ways to receive data about what is really going on with us. That's one way to take away that power and control, the triggering power and control the scale tends to have on us. Viewing the scale in that way is one of the ways we can lessen the grip power that we give to the scale and the number on the scale. Before you protest, know that I want to be sensitive and considerate if stepping on a scale leaves you feeling uneasy. And at the end of the day, incorporating the scale into your life is a no-go.
No, I'm good. I pass.
I get it. If that is the case for you, did you know that there are range circumferences that we can use based on our age that tells us what is a good healthy range for our arms, legs, waist, hips, and chest? We can use that as a reference to keep us informed of how our body is changing without ever stepping on a scale. We are knee-deep in the age of information. We have unlimited access to Google, Jeeves, Bing, where we can see baseline numbers at a minimum to know where we are and how we need to move without ever stepping on a scale. So let's not use that as an excuse to not know. As we enter into a new year, let's leave behind hazardous eating patterns. What do I mean? This is what I mean. Jumping from one diet principle to the next. That's hazardous. I believed in this same manner. I am victim to all of this. That's why we're going to do this together. I went from eating a raw food diet to a low carb diet, then paleo, carnivore, there was keto, and I don't want to forget trying to cram all of my food into an 8-hour eating window. I'm not here to bash those diets or any other diets that are coming down the pipeline. They all work in their own way to some extent. They place us in some form of a calorie deficit where our body starts to release excess fat stores. Kudos and wonderful for that. What we want to leave behind is engaging in and abandoning a way of eating without evaluating it. As we go into the new year, we need to be evaluating what we are hoping to achieve from the diet. Are we eating in a certain way to heal our gut, to tame sugar cravings, balance our hormones, increase our bone density, lower our A1C numbers, to manage anxiety? The list goes on and on. But we need to know why we are participating in a particular style or way of eating. Once you know why you are eating a certain type of way, it places you more armed with knowing what to look for as far as its effectiveness. We are no longer going to permit ourselves to change our dietary plans on a whim or try out my 600-pound life diet plan because it looked interesting. Nor are we going to eliminate entire whole food groups without concrete feedback and data gathered from ourselves. Not our sister, not our friend, not the neighbor down the street. Ourselves and what our body is telling us. Based on what our body is telling us, that is how we will change, configure, reconstruct our diet. We are way too wise to keep doing what we did before because it ain't working. This is 2.5. It is time to leave behind gatekeeping behaviors. So share this video with a friend or 3. Gotcha. 3. I will preference this one with: we've lived long enough to have a better sense of what works for us, or we are more observant of how things impact us. So hear me out before discarding this next thing that we want to leave behind in the new year. This year, we should carefully and objectively evaluate if skipping meals meals, like breakfast, is serving our good and our goals. To eat breakfast or not to eat breakfast is a long-standing debate that I don't think will end anytime soon, ever, actually. I think it will be here until the end of time. That tug of war will keep shifting for or against. But if you notice after consistent days of omitting breakfast or any meal that your energy is low throughout the day, you feel tired, too tired to exercise, just walk around the block like you're too tired to do that, or you cannot maintain enough energy to complete a workout or get through your work day, or, and this is the biggest sign to be out on the look for, you find yourself overeating later in the day, then it's time to consider and reevaluate if skipping meals like breakfast is friend or foe. Now that I am comfortably in my 50s, I find that when I skip breakfast, my metabolism feels off. It's not as robust as when I break my overnight fast by eating earlier in the day. Maybe that has something to do with the fact that I exercise earlier in the day and I need that energy, that fuel to help me crush that workout so I can get what I went in there for. I don't know. When I was in my 30s, fasted workouts worked for me. Now, not so much. In the new year, let's just sit back and consider it. I'm not saying you need to do it. Evaluate for yourself. That goes back to point number 1. Let's stop not knowing. We have access to so much information. Take it, use it, evaluate it, and keep going. Or, since I'm already poking around in your kitchen, the next thing we want to get ready to leave behind is not eating enough protein. I don't have enough fingers to count the number of times I've asked another woman, how much protein are you eating? And I get the reply, oh, I eat protein. I add chicken to my salad. Beautiful, wonderful. But that didn't answer my question. Do you know how much protein you are eating? Better yet, do you know how much protein is best for you to eat? At the start of my weight loss journey, simply adding in a good palm-sized amount of protein at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, my body effortlessly let go of a good decent amount of fat stores. Knowing and eating 0.8 grams to 1 gram of lean body weight each day, that was a game changer. If you want to say goodbye to cravings for sugar in the form of processed carbohydrates, up your protein intake with sources that are low in carbohydrates and fats, but have a higher amount of available protein. Sources like salmon, chicken, turkey, shrimp, soy, tofu, tempeh, those are the kinds of protein sources that have higher yield protein versus carbohydrates and fat. Start eating more of those at each of your meals and watch what happens. Watch. 5. You know what else we are going to leave behind in this new year? Doing this and that only. First off, I know you have a lot on your plate and are juggling multiple hats. Thumbs up for incorporating exercise into your day at all. Hear me. I am not saying cardio is bad or that you should not do cardio. Cardio is fun and it can incorporate a lot of people, right? What I am saying is find a balance between cardio and exercises that increase muscle tone. When I was 70 pounds heavier, all I wanted was to be skinny. As I have gotten older and more observant, when I see skinny on women my age in their 50s and older, it has a look of frailty to me.
You can be honest, don't I look fragile and frail here?
As I am progressing in age, I want to look and be able to carry multiple bags of groceries into the house, lift myself up from a seated position without human assistance or a walking aid for as long as I can. In our 40s and our 50s, let's toss our cardio bunny application into the trash in lieu of exercises that will increase muscle tone, similar to a workout like this.